chapter 13 through 14. Joshua was now old, advanced in age, and the Lord said to him, "You have become old, advanced in age, but a great deal of the land remains to be possessed. This is the land that remains, all the districts of the Philistines and the Geshurites, from the Sheor east of Egypt to the border of Ekron on the north, considered to be Canaanite territory, the 5 Philistine rulers of Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gath, and Ekron, as well as the Avites in the south, all the land of the Canaanites, from Arah of the Sidonians to Aphek, and as far as the border of the Amorites, the land of the Gebalites, and all Lebanon east from Baal Gad, below Mount Hermon, to the entrance of Hamath. All the inhabitants of the hill country, from Lebanon to Misrephoth Maim to Misrephoth Maim. All the Sidonians, I will drive them out before the Israelites. Only distribute the land as an inheritance for Israel, as I have commanded you. Therefore, divide this land as an inheritance to the 9 tribes and half the tribe of Manasseh. With the other half of the tribe of Manasseh, the Reubenites and Gadites had received the inheritance Moses gave them beyond the Jordan to the east, just as Moses, the Lord's servant, had given them. From Aroer on the rim of the Arnon Valley, along with the city in the middle of the valley, all the Medeba plateau as far as Dibon, and all the cities of King Sihon of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, to the border of the Ammonites. Also Gilead and the territory of the Geshurites and Maacathites, all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan to Saleka, the whole kingdom of Og in Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth, and Edrei, who was one of the remaining Rephaim. Moses struck them down and drove them out, but the Israelites did not drive out the Geshurites and Maacathites. So Gesher and Maacath still live in Israel today. He did not, however, give any inheritance to the tribe of Levi. This was their inheritance, just as he had promised, the food offerings made to the Lord, the God of Israel. To the tribe of Reuben's descendants by their clans Moses gave this as their territory, from Aroer on the rim of the Arnon Valley, along with the city in the middle of the valley, the whole plateau as far as Medeba, with Heshbon and all its cities on the plateau, Dibon, Bamoth, Baal, Beth Baal Meon, Jahaz, Kedemoth, Mephaath, Kiriathaim, Sibma, Zareth, Shahar, on the hill in the valley, Beth Peor, the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth Jeshimoth, all the cities of the plateau, and all the kingdom of King Sihon of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon. Moses had killed him, and the cities of Midian, Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, the princes of Sihon, who lived in the land. Along with those the Israelites put to death. They also killed the diviner, Balaam, son of Beor, with the sword. The border of the Reubenites was the Jordan and its plain. This was the inheritance of the Reubenites by their clans, with the cities and their settlements. To the tribe of the Gadites, by their clans, Moses gave this as their territory: Jazer and all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the Ammonites, to Aroer near Rabbah, from Heshbon to Ramath Mizpeh, and Betonim, and from Mahanaim to the border of Debir, in the valley, Beth Haran, Beth Nimrah, Succoth, and Zaphon, the rest of the kingdom of King Sihon of Heshbon. Their land also included the Jordan and its territory as far as the edge of the sea of Chinnereth on the east side of the Jordan. This was the inheritance of the Gadites by their clans, with the cities and their settlements. And to half the tribe of Manasseh, that is, to half the tribe of Manasseh's descendants by their clans, Moses gave this as their territory: from Mahanaim through all Bashan, all the kingdom of King Og of Bashan, including all of Jair's villages that are in Bashan, 60 cities. But half of Gilead and Og's royal cities in Bashan, Ashtaroth and Edrei, are for the descendants of Mashir, son of Manasseh. That is, half the descendants of Mashir by their clans. These were the portions Moses gave them on the plains of Moab, beyond the Jordan, east of Jericho. But Moses did not give a portion to the tribe of Levi. The Lord, the God of Israel, was their inheritance, just as he had promised them. The Israelites received these portions that the priest Eleazar, Joshua, son of Nun, and the family heads of the Israelite tribes gave them in the land of Canaan. Their inheritance was by lot, as the Lord commanded through Moses for the 9.5 tribes, because Moses had given the inheritance to the 2.5 tribes beyond the Jordan. But he gave no inheritance among them to the Levites. The descendants of Joseph became 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. No portion of the land was given to the Levites except cities to live in, along with pasture lands for their cattle and livestock. So the Israelites did as the Lord commanded Moses, and they divided the land. The descendants of Judah approached Joshua at Gilgal, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, said to him, "You know what the Lord promised Moses, the man of God, at Kadesh Barnea, about you and me. I was 40 years old when Moses, the Lord's servant, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to scout the land, and I brought back an honest report. My brothers who went with me caused the people to lose heart, but I followed the Lord my God completely. On that day Moses swore to me, 'The land where you have set foot will be an inheritance for you and your descendants forever, because you have followed the Lord my God completely. As you see, the Lord has kept me alive these 45 years, and he promised, since the Lord spoke this word to Moses while Israel was journeying in the wilderness. Here I am today, 85 years old. I am still as strong today as I was the day Moses sent me out. My strength for battle and for daily tasks is now as it was then. Now give me this hill country the Lord promised me on that day, because you heard then that the Anakim are there, as well as large fortified cities. Perhaps the Lord will be with me, and I will drive them out as the Lord promised." Then Joshua blessed Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and gave him Hebron as an inheritance. Therefore, Hebron still belongs to Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, as an inheritance today, because he followed the Lord, the God of Israel, completely. Hebron's name used to be Kiriath Arba. Arba was the greatest man among the Anakim. After this, the land had rest from war. Chapter 15. Now the allotment for the tribe of the descendants of Judah by their clans was in the southernmost region, south to the wilderness of Zin and over to the border of Edom. Their southern border began at the tip of the Dead Sea on the south bay, and went south of the Scorpion's ascent, proceeded to Zin, ascended to the south of Kadesh Barnea, passed Hezron, ascended to Adar, and turned to Karka. It proceeded to Asmon and to the brook of Egypt, and so the border ended at the Mediterranean Sea. This is your southern border. Now the eastern border was along the Dead Sea to the mouth of the Jordan. The border of the north side was from the bay of the sea at the mouth of the Jordan. It ascended to Beth Hoglah, proceeded north of Beth Araba, and ascended to the stone of Bohan, son of Reuben. Then the border ascended to Debir from the valley of Achor, turning north to the Gilgal that is opposite the ascent of Adummim, which is south of the ravine. The border proceeded to the waters of En-Shemesh and ended at En-Rogel. From there the border ascended Ben-Hinnom Valley to the southern Jebusite slope, that is Jerusalem, and ascended to the top of the hill that faces Hinnom Valley on the west at the northern end of Rephaim Valley. From the top of the hill the border curved to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah, went to the cities of Mount Ephron, and then curved to Baalah, that is Kiriath Jearim. The border turned westward from Baalah to Mount Seir, went to the northern slope of Mount Jearim, that is Cheshalon, descended to Beth Shemesh, and proceeded to Timnah. Then the border reached to the slope north of Ekron, curved to Shikharon, proceeded to Mount Baalah, went to Jabneel, and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. Now the western border was the coastline of the Mediterranean Sea. This was the boundary of the descendants of Judah around their clans. He gave Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the following portion among the descendants of Judah, based on the Lord's instruction to Joshua: Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron. Arba was the father of Anak. Caleb drove out from there the three sons of Anak: Shishai, Ahiman, and Talmai, descendants of Anak. From there he marched against the inhabitants of Debir, which used to be called Kiriath Sefer. Caleb said, whoever attacks and captures Kiriath Sefer, I will give my daughter Aksa to him as a wife. So Othniel, son of Caleb's brother Kenaz, captured it, and Caleb gave his daughter Achsah to him as a wife. Then she arrived. She persuaded Othniel to ask her father for a field. As she got off her donkey, Caleb asked her, "What can I do for you?" She replied, "Give me a blessing, since you have given me land in the Negev. Give me the springs also." So he gave her the upper and lower springs. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the descendants of Judah by their clans. These were the outermost cities of the tribe of the descendants of Judah toward the border of Edom in the Negev: Kabzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kinnah, Dimona, Adada, Kadesh, Hazor, Ethnan, Ziph, Telem, Bealoth, Hazor Hadata, Kiriath Hezron, that is Hazor, Amam, Shema, Molada, Hazargada, Heshmon, Beth Pelet, Hazar Shual, Beersheba, Biziothia, Baala, Lim, Ezem, El Tolad, Chesil, Horma, Ziklag, Madmana, Sansana, Lebaoth, Shilhim, Ain, and Rimmon, 29 cities in all, with their settlements in the Judean foothills: Eshtaol, Zorah, Ashna, Zanoah, and Ganim, Tapua, Enam, Jarmuth, in the Judean foothills, Eshtaol, Zorah, Ashna, Zanoah, and Ganim, Tapua, Enam, Jarmuth, Adulam, Sokol, Ezekah, Sha'araim, Adithaim, Gedera, and Gederothaim. 14 cities with their settlements: Zenon, Hadashah, Migdalgad, Delan, Mizpeh, Joktheel, Lachish, Bozkath, Eglon, Kabon, Lamam, Shitlish, Gederoth, Beth-dagon, Naamah, and Makkedah. 16 cities with their settlements: Libnah, Esther, Ashan, Iftah, Ashna, Nezib, Keilah, Achzib, and Maresha. 9 cities with their settlements: Ekron with its surrounding villages and settlements, from Ekron to the sea, all the cities near Ashdod with their settlements: Ashdod with its surrounding villages and settlements, Gaza with its surrounding villages and settlements, to the brook of Egypt and the coastline of the Mediterranean Sea. In the hill country, Shamir, Jatir, Succoth, Dana, Kiriathsana, that is Debir, Anab, Ashtemol, Anim, Goshen, Holon, and Gilo. 11 cities with their settlements: Arab, Duma, Ishan, Janim, Beth Tapua, Afika, Humta, Kiriatharba, that is Hebron, and Zior. 9 cities with their settlements: Moan, Maon, Carmel, Ziph, Juta, Jezreel, Jokdeam, Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah. 10 cities with their settlements: Halhul, Bethzer, Geder, Ma'arath, Bethanoth, and Eltekon. 6 cities with their settlements: Kiriathbaal, that is Kiriath Jearim, and Ra'aba. 2 cities with their settlements. In the wilderness: Beth Araba, Middin, Sekaka, Nibshan, the city of salt, and En-gedi. 6 cities with their settlements. But the descendants of Judah could not drive out the Jebusites who lived in Jerusalem. So the Jebusites still live in Jerusalem among the descendants of Judah today.